Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 12th of September for the Sun or the Ascendant. I'm going to give you a flavour of what to expect this week for us all collectively, but please stay with me as I dive deep and give you each of the 12 zodiac signs in forensic detail. Now, late last week there was a full moon in the sign of Pisces, but it was angling to Uranus, the planet of change and the planet of truth. And you know, if we can use that more innovative energy of Uranus as we come into this week, it would be a good thing to do. And that means being open to fresh approaches. But we can take a fresh approach to either our spiritual, emotional and psychological well-being or to our physical well-being. And it means that the available energy we do have is likely to be limited somewhat. And therefore we need to apply it to things that are really meaningful, and that means prioritizing. However, the Sun is linking brilliantly to Pluto. When they're in a trine, this can see us changing something physically in our world, but also can trigger deep changes within us. And sometimes Pluto pushes us to change things before we're even conscious that that actually might be a good thing for us. Also, there is an opposition between Mercury and the other ruler of Pisces, Jupiter. And this is going to be going on right from now, right through to the end of the month. And they're both in retrograde, and in their own way they both have an impact on travel but also ideas. So I think it's important that we stay quite grounded around our ideas and philosophies. We may find ourselves or see generally quite a lot of different viewpoints competing against one another. I know that's quite a feature of modern life, but it can be even more prevalent. But if you are journeying anywhere or you're thinking of buying a new mode of transport, it's just asking us to try to stay very realistic, keep one foot on terra firma. Now, all week, Venus and Mars are also in somewhat of a squabble. And Venus in the sign of Virgo along with the Sun, it's not its best location. It's known as being in full. And Mars is in Gemini, so what you've got is the quick ideas of Mars in Gemini competing with the rather more cautious and practical energies of Venus in Virgo, but not quite so affectionate and openly sharing of emotion. And also the quarter moon, which occurs on Saturday, reflects that square between Venus and Mars because it's in Gemini, and that can create quite a lot of frenetic energy. So we've got nervous energy washing around this week, and then we've got the physical drive of Virgo being challenged by the moon position and then Neptune. So energy a little bit sensitive, and important that if we're going through changes, the changes we're trying to achieve are achievable. And I think it's just all about slowing things down and just making sure the things we're working on are the most meaningful and important strands and not getting scattered too much. So Sagittarius, your week commencing the 12th of September forecast continues to see the Sun and Venus high in the sky in your 10th house. This is very much about success, goals and ambitions and your personal targets. It's also the part of our situation where we connect with the wider world. So because Neptune is opposite the Sun this week, some tender home or emotional issues could in some way inhibit you from really going for your prize, maybe even a lack of confidence. But the Sun in Virgo does link very well with Pluto. So if you've got the drive and determination and you really want to make serious progress, particularly in the material world, that's a very transforming aspect that can be very helpful. Now, of course, your ruler Jupiter is in retrograde, but it is in opposition with the retreating Mercury. Do you know, I actually feel that someone could get in touch with you that you haven't heard from for a while, and actually it can be really nice to hear from them. I know this aspect can be where people exchange fierce and sometimes radically different points of view, but I actually feel for you it could stimulate some kind of reconnection. And Mars in your sector of relating is linking in a square with Venus, and that's an aspect that can create an increased level of desire. So if in the relationship situation you're wanting to take things forwards, make it more formal, and you're having to play the lead, perhaps you need that drive to overcome some inertia that may have crept in between you and yours. It's just Neptune on the Sun that I think is the main bugbear this week, and that continuing square between Saturn and Uranus, which has been creating quite a lot of stress. But if you can work towards your physical targets with determination and just be open to the relationship side of things, then this could turn out to be quite an upbeat week for you.